People in the U.S. have been reacting to the news of Nicolás Maduro's capture and exfiltration by U.S. Special Forces, with some praising the president's actions and others denouncing it. Meanwhile, members of Congress who were not informed of the operation ahead of time are pretty much split along party lines, with Democrats outraged and Republicans showing their support. For more on all of this, we're joined now by our international affairs editor, Shirli Stibon. Shirli, welcome back to the studio. So as we'd heard in the press conference yesterday, Congress wasn't told before of this operation. So as you can imagine, there's been some pretty strong reaction. Why don't you take us through some of that?
Yes, and we heard Marco Rubio and Donald Trump saying, of course, Congress was not consulted. Congress has a tendency to leak, said Donald Trump. And Marco Rubio said that if the congressmen and women, elected officials would have been informed, well, this may have jeopardized the whole operation, because if they had leaked information, well, this would have endangered the lives of soldiers and the goal of the operation. So among the reactions we've seen, there are various types of reactions. Some of them are about the way the process was carried out, the decision making, and other comments are about the nature of the military operation itself. Let's start with the way this process was carried out. The fact that they were not consulted. We just talked about this. Not only do Democrats say they were not consulted, they say they were misled. They'd been misled about this whole operation. Chuck Schumer, for example, he told reporters, and he said that he had 3 meetings, meetings, high security meetings with officials from the administration. And when the elected official asked them whether there'll be a regime change in Venezuela, the answer was no. And even the question if there'll be a military operation in Venezuela, the answer was no. This in several meetings. So yes, the Democrats saying they'd been misled. There were also upset, angered, criticizing the fact that Congress seemed to have been was bypassed in this decision-making. The Constitution requires that Congress, not the president, approve anything other than a brief, limited military action needed to defend the United States. This is not very limited. Donald Trump says that it will go on. The U.S. will now manage the situation there in Venezuela. Not very clear. So many also elected officials are saying they want a clear plan, information. Yesterday, we had so many different details given by Donald Trump. It wasn't clear. They're demanding more information on both sides of the aisle. Now, regarding the nature of the operation itself, Bernie Sanders, we can hear him. He talks about the fact that all this was anything but democratic and anything but legal. Let's have a listen.
Now, Shirli, I want to go back to...
Let's make no mistake about it. This is rank imperialism. It recalls the darkest chapters of U.S. interventions in Latin America, which have left a terrible legacy. It will and should be condemned by the democratic world.
Now, not everyone agrees with Bernie Sanders. Many do, but not everyone agrees. You remember that yesterday, Marco Rubio was the first one to say that, well, the leader of Venezuela is not really the leader of Venezuela. Nicolás Maduro, his last election was a sham. And so the Americans, they've been trying to arrest him. There's a warrant for his arrest. And so all of this is legal. Some Republicans share that point of view. Some of them go much further. For example, an elected official from Florida says that President Donald Trump's decisive action to disrupt the unacceptable status quo and to apprehend Maduro is an important first step to bring him to justice, saying that this should continue. This is the Senate Republican Majority Leader, John Thune from South Dakota. And some people are saying this should go further, that what was happening in Venezuela was a tyranny, that this should continue to Cuba and Nicaragua. Their leaders are also in jeopardy, says a Republican representative, Mario Diaz-Balart from Florida.
Shirli, thank you so much for keeping us updated on this.